Hello everyone. In the last video, we discussed about 5 kingdom system of classification. We discussed about how organisms are divided into 5 different kingdoms. You can refer my video, the link is given in the description box. Today we are going to discuss about Kingdom Monera, which is the first kingdom of the 5 kingdom system of classification. This is first part of this video. Here we will see the introduction of the Kingdom Monera. Then we will discuss about classification of Monera into 2 groups, that is Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. We will discuss the characteristics of Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Then we will discuss about classification of Archaebacteria into 3 groups, that is Methanogens, Halophiles and Thermoacidophiles. Then we will see the bacterial cell structure of Eubacteria, that is true bacteria, in detail. So stay tuned. Let us start with the introduction of Kingdom Monera. So these are unicellular prokaryotes. We have already discussed in the previous video that organisms are of 2 types, prokaryotes or eukaryotes. So Monerans are unicellular prokaryotes. They have only single cell and these are prokaryotes, hence known as prokaryota. And the sole members of this kingdom are bacteria. So these have a complete domain in the evolving system of living life forms. So life forms that evolve, these have the complete domain. These are the oldest organisms on earth which date back to billions of years. So what we can say that these have been around for billions of years. And being the oldest organisms, these may have played crucial role in shaping the planet's atmosphere and also environment. So because these were the oldest organisms, so these may have participated in developing the planet's atmosphere and also the environment of the Earth. Being the oldest, these are present almost everywhere. That is variety of environments, and these environments may be favorable to the other organisms or unfavorable to the other organisms. Moneran cells are microscopic, that is Moneran cells are very small, 1 to few microns in length. Some Monerans are beneficial to the organisms and some are harmful. These show extensive metabolic diversity. So, reactions by which substrate molecules are broken down by the bacteria in order to obtain energy is diverse among bacteria. Hence, we say that these show extensive metabolic diversity. That is, there are various reactions involved by which they break down the substrate molecule in order to obtain energy. Now, the classification of the Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera is divided into 2 major groups. First is Archaebacteria and the second is Eubacteria. Now, let us see them one by one. First is Archaebacteria. These are the oldest, primitive, or we can say first form of life, which have been around for over 3.5 billion years. They live in some most harsh habitats which are unfavorable to other organisms. They are able to live in this type of harsh habitats or unfavorable habitats. And what helps them to survive in this type of extreme conditions? The different cell wall structure. So the different cell wall structure help them to survive extreme condition. Also, they have unique transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA sequences, and this also helps in their survival in extreme conditions. Nutritionally, these are autotrophs. That is, their mode of nutrition is autotrophic. That is, they produces their own food. Now, the classification of Archaebacteria. Archaebacteria are further classified into 3 groups. First is Methanogens. As the name suggests, Methanogens means methane producing or methane generating. These live in marshy areas and also in the guts of ruminants. Ruminants are the cattle which have rumen, that is buffaloes, cows, etc. So this live in the rumen or the guts of ruminants. The most important usages is production of biogas, that is the methane gas from the dung and sewage. So these produces the methane gas from the dungs of the ruminants and also from the sewage, and this biogas is used as the fuel in households. These causes fermentation of cellulose. The main diet of ruminants or cattle are cellulose, and methanogens present in their gut or rumen helps in the digestion of this cellulose by their fermentation. Then second is halophiles. As the name suggests, salt loving. These live in extreme salty areas. Third is thermoacidophiles. That means temperature and acid loving. These live in hot springs and these have the dual ability to tolerate high temperature. That is the temperature greater than or equal to 55 degrees centigrade as well as high acidity. That is, these can tolerate pH less than or equal to 4. Now the second group of Kingdom Monera is Eubacteria, which are known as true bacteria. These are characterized by the presence of rigid or stiff cell wall. That is, rigid or stiff cell wall is present in this type of bacteria. If the bacteria is motile, that is able to move or swim, then these have flagella present. Pili, which are the hair-like structure or appendages, are present on their surface, and these help bacteria for adhesion to the other bacteria during conjugation or to the surface or to the host cell in case of the parasitic bacteria. This we will discuss in detail in separate video. Characteristics of Eubacteria. These are able to adapt and evolve rapidly. So with the changing environment, these evolve themselves in order to adapt to that environment. Because of this, bacteria develop antibiotic resistance. With the continuous use of any specific antibiotic for specific bacteria, these evolve themselves and adapt in order to survive in the presence of this antibiotic. That is, these develop antibiotic resistance. Hence, in that case, treating the bacterial infection is challenging. That is, if the bacteria is resistant to any antibiotic, in that case, treating the bacterial infection becomes difficult. Now let us discuss about the bacterial structure. We will discuss about internal structure of rod-shaped bacteria, which is Eubacteria. So the structure of bacteria is very simple, but the behavior is complex. Different parts of the bacteria or bacterial cell is as follows. First is glycocalyx. It is surface layer that covers cell wall in some bacteria. If the glycocalyx is thin layer, it is known as slime layer. And it is tough layer, it is known as capsule. Then comes cell wall. It is rigid or stiff, which is made up of peptidoglycan. Depending upon the structure of the cell wall, Eubacteria is classified as gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. This we will discuss in separate video. It surrounds cell membrane. So it is present external to the cell membrane and internal to the glycocalyx. Then next is cell membrane, also known as plasma membrane. It surrounds protoplasm. It is present internal to the cell wall and it is made up of lipoprotein, that is unit membrane. This we have already discussed in the plasma membrane video. You can refer it. A link is given in the description box. Then protoplasm. It is fluid matrix inside plasma membrane, and this fills the cell. So the fluid matrix present inside this plasma membrane which fills the cell is known as protoplasm. Protoplasm is granular because of the presence of 70S ribosome. Like eukaryotes, these do not have well defined nucleus, and the genetic material is naked DNA. Membrane bound organelles are not present as present in eukaryotes. So these do not have the membrane bound organelles present. In addition to the genetic material, plasmid is also present, which is double stranded circular DNA. These are extra chromosomal or extra nuclear genetic material. Plasmids carry gene for drug resistance. In F plasmid, F gene is present, which is the gene for fertility factor. We will discuss about plasmid in detail in separate video. Mesosomes are present. These are the cell membrane invagination in the cytoplasm. So, when cell membrane invaginates in the cytoplasm, it is known as mesosomes. Flagella, thread-like structure that helps in swimming, is present in motile bacteria, that is the bacteria which are able to move or swim. Pili is also present. These are numerous hair-like structure present on the surface of bacteria, and these are involved in the adhesion to other bacteria during conjugation, host cells if the bacteria is parasitic, or help them to adhere to the environmental surfaces. This also we will discuss in detail in separate video. This is the diagram of bacterial cell. This is the structure of rod-shaped bacteria, that is bacillus bacteria, which is Eubacteria. So let us see different parts of this bacterial cell one by one. The outermost layer, which is in dark green color, is glycocalyx. When it is thin layer, then it is known as the slime layer, and when it is thick, it is known as capsule. The layer next to glycocalyx, which is shown as purple color, is known as the cell wall. Layer next to cell wall, which is in dark blue color, is known as plasma membrane. At some places, plasma membrane invaginates in the cytoplasm, and this is known as mesosome. Fluid-like matrix which fills inside the cell is known as cytoplasm. It is granular due to the presence of the ribosomes. These are the ribosomes. This is bacterial chromosome. This is actually naked DNA. This is the plasmid of bacteria, which is extra chromosomal, hair-like growth or appendages present throughout the surface of the bacteria is known as pili. And this is the flagella of the bacteria, which helps in the movement or motility of the bacteria. This is all for today's video. In the next video, we will discuss about different types of bacteria on the basis of the shape and on the basis of the presence of flagella. So stay tuned. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you.